Ascension Thursday is 40 days from Easter, the resurrection. And because of its importance, the bishops have asked us to celebrate on the Sunday, because not everybody can get off work or come to church. And it's very important that we celebrate this part of God's plan. So, what's so important about the ascension? And here's what I've discovered. The ascension celebrates the day when Jesus was taken up into heaven to sit at the right hand of God the Father. And what's he doing up there? He's our advocate. He's the one who is, in legal terms, our defense attorney. And some of us, all of us, need a good defense. Because how many are perfect? How many of us are perfect, say, don't really need your help. I'll defend myself. None of us really can do that. Not if we're honest. We need a defense attorney. We need an advocate. We need someone there saying, they're really good. Might mess up a little bit, but they're really good. They're our children. They belong to us. And that's what Jesus is doing. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that's what Jesus is doing at the right hand of the Father, I feel more gratitude that I have an advocate. I hope that you do too. I hope that all of us can think about Jesus being for us and advocating for our benefit, our well-being now and for eternity. If so, and you know you need him, then you too and I will deepen our feelings of thanksgiving and gratitude this day. It reminds me a little bit of growing up, and of course there were 9 of us, and every time we drove by the Dairy Freeze, guess what we wanted? We wanted ice cream. And we would say, can we get an ice cream? And you know, Daddy's trying to feed 9 kids as a farmer. You know, I saw you shake your head there. Like, yeah, how do they do that? How do you raise a big family? And so Dad would sometimes say no. He didn't say no all the time. In fact, he probably said yes more than he should have. But nonetheless, sometimes he said no. Guess who we looked to? You know, with puppy eyes, to Mama. And sometimes she was our advocate, and sometimes we got a yes. It's good to have an advocate. Have somebody on your side. If your mama ain't for you and your daddy isn't for you, then you're in trouble. So we need an advocate, and we celebrate that advocate today. One of the things that I notice is that the number 4. You know, in Jesus' plan of salvation, he uses language that we understand, that we can relate to. If he talked foreign talk, we would know at all what the plan was, or that there was a plan. The ascension is a part of God's plan, and we're part of that plan. We benefit from his plan. And so what's the language that he uses to connect to us? He uses the number 4. Do you know what happens when man, you know what the number for God is? 3. Trinity. So what happens when God and man are in harmony? What number you get? 7. What's this day? 7th day, right? When God and man, it's actually, we call it our Sabbath day, right? The day of the resurrection. When God and man come together, that's why he rested on that day, by the way. It was the Lord's day that we're together with the Lord. 4 and 3. Well, let's look at that number. Today is the 40th day after the resurrection. How many years was Moses in the desert? 40. How many days did it rain with Noah? 40 days and 40 nights. How many days was Jesus in the desert contending with Satan? 40. Why is 40 a number you and I can relate to? Well, here's 10. 10 commandments. Isn't it good he didn't do 11? We'd have to find another digit on our feet or some 12, 14. No, 10. Easy to remember. A language we can relate to. What about 4? Why are we 4? You know the 4 corners of the earth, right? It's round. There are no corners to the earth. But we talk about the 4 corners of the earth. Why is that? Because we know front and back and left and right. North and south, east and west. We relate to the world that way through 4. And we also relate to the world through 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We count that way. So when God in his plan does things in 40s, it's a number we know. It's a number we can count. And we see that it is a plan. It's not 37 and a half. It's not 11. It's not some odd number. It's a number connected to us so that we can connect to God. And when we connect with God, his plan works and his advocacy blesses us. Thanks be to God. I believe in one God,